Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land within the Shire of Chittering, the Eward and Whadjuk peoples. We'd like to pay respect to the elders of the Noongar Nation, past and present, who have walked and cared for the land. We acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contributions made to this region. And I'll declare the meeting open at 7 p.m. Please note, as per Council Resolution 130423, this meeting is being live streamed. Item 2, record of attendance, apologies and approved leave of absence. In attendance we have Councillor Hughes, Councillor Greyer, Councillor Folkes-Taylor, Councillor Angus, Councillor Curtis and Councillor Dewar. The following staff are in attendance: Melinda Prinsloo, the Chief Executive Officer; Scott Clayton, Deputy Chief Executive Officer; David Holland is out, I believe; Jake Whistler, Executive Manager, Development Services; Danae Kerr, Executive Assistant. And just a special welcome to the Honourable Shane Love.
Not honourable.
And his assistant Bronwyn.
Bronwyn is.
Okay, thanks for coming. I don't see any general public here. I don't see any media here. Apologies, there are nil according to this. Approved leave of absence, there is nil. I think we have done. No? Okay. Attendances. Councillors to advise of their attendance in their role as an elected member at community activities and meetings. As the Chief Executive Office looks after some, not all appointments for the President and Deputy President, the agenda includes only those meetings. Councillors are therefore requested to provide additional information at the ordinary meeting of Council for inclusion in the minutes. Council, is there any additional attendances not previously advised?
No.
All good on that one. I'll now move the procedural motion to suspend all standing orders for the election of the Shire President. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Councillor Angus. All those in favour? So it's carried. We move to... Yeah, we move to item 3, election of President.
Thank you. We will now proceed with the election of the Shire President in accordance with Clause 4 of Schedule 2.3 of the Local Government Act 1995. The term of office for the Shire President is 2 years, concluding immediately prior to the next ordinary council election. I will be acting as the returning officer for the purpose of this election. I now call for nominations for the office of Shire President. And I can just mention I have received prior to this meeting one written nomination for Councillor David Andrew Dewar. Are there any other nominations for the position of Shire President? None? There being no further nominations, I will now declare that the Councillor Dewar is the unanimously elected new Shire President. Councillor Dewar, can you please meet Mr. Love at the podium to do your oath?
Sorry, yeah.
It's a bit challenging with my left hand. And I think you have to sign there. Yep,
And that's,
and I sign there. No, maybe I can do that enough with that then. It's just about. Yeah, that'll do. Very good. Well, congratulations, David.
thank you, Shane.
Well
Yes.
done. Big round of applause for the Shire President. The Shire President.
It still needs to do his also.
Sorry.
Just
You
read
have to read out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah, I, David Andrew Dewar of 1905 Bindoon Moora Road, Warrnambool, having been elected to the office of President of the Shire of Chittering, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the Shire of Chittering under 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995 on the 18th of March 2026.
Very good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Congratulations, President Dewar. You
Thank
can
you.
now assume the chair of this meeting.
I'll introduce that. Okay, we'll now proceed to item ELE CO2, election of Deputy Shire President. The process will follow the same procedure just completed for the election of the Shire President. Okay. We'll now proceed to the election of the Deputy Shire President under Clause 8 of Schedule 2.3 of the Local Government Act 1995. I'll preside over this item and the CEO will conduct the ballot and counting process. Nominations must be provided in writing to the CEO and may be lodged now or may have been received prior. I now call for nominations. Thank you. Are there any further nominations?
We've got nominations from Councillor Mary Angus and Councillor Rebecca Leonie Folkestone.
So nominations are closed. No. Okay, so as there are multiple nominations, we'll now conduct a vote by secret ballot using optional preferential voting in accordance with the Local Government Regulations 1998, Regulations 11A-11G. To determine the order of names on the ballot paper, we will be using the drawing lots process. Shane, you're invited to help if you'd like.
Well, I've started helping already. I see two names, and they're both gone into the wall. Let's see.
Have to determine the order of the ballot paper.
Yeah.
You have to draw it, Melinda. Melinda, you have to draw it.
My apologies.
Shane's going to shake it, you have to draw it.
You want to take it? I have to
Shake
do
them
it.
up.
You have to draw. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
That's the same one. This one's done.
Officiating going.
So the first one on the ballot paper is Councillor Mary Angus, and then Councillor Folkestone will be number 2 on the ballot.
Well, let's just check that. Make sure it's Yes, yes, very good.
So,
Okay. I now invite each of the candidates in order on the ballot paper just outlined there to outline their intent with the role of Deputy Shire President within a 2-minute time.
Make our Shire stronger, fairer and more connected, with no specific agenda or affiliations. I have the experience, the passion and the time to devote to the duties of Deputy President, mindful that there are many more meetings, events and external forums to attend as part of that role, with those commitments often being during the daytime on weekdays when other councillors may have work or other commitments. I've proven my commitment to supporting the President in my 4 years as Deputy to Aaron King, always being available as his right hand and to fill in for him when at times he was unavailable. I've helped build relationships with other local governments to work towards our Shire being kept up to date with emerging issues and knowledge of key advocacy matters. I've represented our Shire at external forums such as ALGA, AROC and Walga Zone meetings. I attended President and CEO meetings to continue to develop the working relationship between the CEO and Council and to oversee that there is accurate reporting of these meetings back to Council. In my almost 10 years on Council, I can count on one hand the number of meetings I've not been able to attend or had to submit an apology for. Councillors striving to take up a higher role and being compensated for it need to be able to fulfil their obligations, and I believe I am the best positioned to be able to do so. So I ask you all to strongly consider who would best be able to support the President as his Deputy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Angus. Councillor Fox-Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Councillors, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I put my name forward for Deputy President, recognising that I am one of the newer members of this council, having joined in October 2025. In that time, I have approached this role with focus, diligence and a genuine commitment to good governance and community service. Although my time here has been shorter, I have worked hard to contribute constructively to our decisions, to listen carefully to our community and to uphold the standards expected of us under the Local Government Act. I have taken every opportunity to prepare thoroughly, understand our frameworks and engage respectively in debate. My approach has been consistent: fairness, transparency and a clear focus on long-term community benefit. The role of Deputy President is not about seniority. It is about reliability, steadiness and the ability to support the President and this Council so that our meetings, so our meetings run smoothly and our processes remain orderly and respected. It requires someone who is prepared, who can step in calmly when needed and who values principled decision making. If elected, I will bring a strong commitment to due process and consistent governance, a respectful, collaborative approach to working with every councillor, a focus on evidence-based decisions that reflect our community's expectations, a steady presence that supports the President and maintains confidence in our proceedings, a genuine dedication to the rural character, environmental stewardship and long-term wellbeing of the Shire of Chittering. Our community deserves a council that is united in purpose, even when we differ in view. A council that is professional, accountable and worthy of the trust placed in us. I am committed to contributing to that standard of leadership and I would be honoured to serve as Deputy President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Fox-Taylor. Thank you, everyone. We'll now move on to voting. Voting will be conducted by optional preferential voting per Schedule 4.1. Councillors, please place a number 1 against your first preference, and if you wish, a 2 against your second, and so on until all candidates are ranked in order of your choice. There's only 2, so that's pretty straightforward. Please do not make any other marks on the paper. When complete, fold your ballot paper and Danae will retrieve them.
You will be there? Yep. Beautiful. Very good.
An election was conducted in accordance with Schedule 2.3 and Schedule 4.1 of the Local Government Act 1995. The results of the count is as follows. Councillor Mary Angus, 4. Councillor Volksteiner, 2. Therefore, Councillor Angus is declared elected the Deputy Shire President for the Shire of Chittering for the 2-year term. I now ask Councillor Mary Angus to meet Mr. Shane Love at the lectern to do the oath.
Oh, Mary, you want to fill in that and then read it all out. By you, just sign that. And I'll sign there, and then you can read it out.
Read it.
That's not a good idea.
It's easy with your left hand.
It's actually not.
Thank you. I, Mary Angus of 7 Hibertia Way, Bindoon, having been elected to the office of Deputy President of the Shire of Chittering, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the Shire of Chittering under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Congratulations, Mary.
Thank you.
Well done.
Congratulations, Deputy Angus.
I'll leave that there.
You can now take the seat of the Deputy Shire President, please.
Bring the chair.
Up the ladder. Moving up the ladder.
We've adjusted them into all of them.
We're on?
Yep.
Okay. Ross, yeah, or you two? I'm just going to say a few words before we get back into the meeting while standing orders are there. Thanks everyone for your support tonight. Really sort of very proud and a little bit humbled. So thanks again. Big congratulations to our new Deputy President, Mary Angus. Well done.
Thank
you.
Commiserations to Councillor Folkes-Taylor, who was a fantastic nominee, and I'm sure there will be another time for you. You've got youth on your side. Just two points I want to make before we get back into the meeting. First, I pledge here tonight to do my very best as the new president to make the Shire, a better place to live for everyone, and that for me starts now and tonight. Second, I believe every councillor here has a very valuable and unique set of skills to bring to the table, to bring to council, so I'm really pleased with all that. And I really believe in you, and I really look forward to working with everyone during my presidency. Thank you for listening. We'll now continue proceedings for the ordinary council meeting, and I'll now move the procedural motion to resume all standing orders. Can I have a seconder?
Yep.
Councillor Folkes-Taylor. All those in favour? That's carried unanimously. That's good. Okay, item 4, disclosure of interest. Councillors must declare to the President any potential conflict of interest they have in a matter before the Shire Council as soon as they become aware of it. I have the following declarations of interest. Councillor Greyer has a proximity interest on Blue Plains Road.
Item.
Oh, sorry. The item is CEO 04-03/26. I'll do that again. Councillor Greyer has a proximity interest on Blue Plains Road. The second disclosure of interest is CONO2-034/26. It's the Chief Executive Officer Performance Review. It's dealing with the CEO, Melinda Prinsloo. Her type of interest is financial, and it's to do with her employment contract. Council, are there any other more disclosures of interest we need to be learning about? No? Okay, good. I'll go to item 5. It's public question time. I don't see a public, so we're probably not going to get any questions, so I guess I can move to item 6, presentations nil, deputations nil, petitions nil. Okay, item 7, applications for leave of absence. Councillors, I have a leave of absence request from Councillor Folkes-Taylor and Councillor Greyer. Are there any other applications for leave of absence? Councillor Folkes-Taylor, I assume you're going to move your application. Could I have a seconder for that then? Councillor Angus, is that right? Anyone speaking against that application? No. Anyone speaking for the application?
School holidays.
Oh, okay. Well, Councillor Folkes-Taylor has a right to reply. If no one's speaking against, I will declare it carried without dissent. Yep. Okay, I've got that one done. Okay. Next one is Councillor Greyer. I assume you're going to move your application. Yep. Councillor, can I have a seconder, please? Yep. Councillor Folkes-Taylor. Councillor Greyer, would you like to speak to your application? No. Okay. The seconder, would they like to talk to the application? No. Anyone speaking against the application? No. Anyone speaking for the application? Councillor Greyer, you have a right to reply. No. Okay. Okay, so we'll declare that carried, I think, without dissent. Okay. Item number 8, confirmation of minutes, ordinary council meeting, 18 February 2026. Councillors, you have an officer recommendation to confirm the minutes. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus. Yeah, can I have a second, please? Seconder, please.
I'll second.
Councillor Fox-Taylor. Is there anyone speaking against the officer's recommendation? Sorry? Oh, Councillor Angus, sorry. Do you want to speak to that?
Just to say that I didn't see anything out of place in the minutes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is anyone... Oh, sorry, Councillor Fox-Taylor. Something to add?
I also just want to say that they were a true and accurate record of the last meeting, and to thank the administration for their efforts in preparing the final documents.
Thank you. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? No. The mover has the right of reply.
Nothing to add.
No,
thank
nothing
you.
to add. Thanks, Councillor Angus. Okay, so we'll declare that carried without dissent. Okay, item 9, announcements from the presiding member. Okay, number 1, the Shire is closely monitoring fuel supply conditions and reassures the community that plans are in place along with state advice to maintain essential services and support community safety. Number 2, as Easter approaches in the coming weeks, we would like to take this opportunity to wish our staff, council and the entire community a safe, relaxing and enjoyable break. This time of year offers a chance to pause, recharge and spend quality time with family and friends. We thank everyone for their ongoing contributions and commitment, and we hope the holiday period brings rest, happiness and a renewed sense of connection. Please take care and be safe over the Easter break, everyone. Item 10, we move to reports. And that's Development Services, DSO 1-03/26, Remediation and Development Potential Lot 7, 131 Mushay East Road. Councillors, you have an officer recommendation to not proceed with any remediation works on Lot 7, 131 Mushay East Road. Can I have a mover, please, for that? Councillor Angus. Can I have a second, please? Councillor Hughes, thanks for that. Okay. Yeah. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to that one?
Yes, thank you. I am in support of the officer's recommendation, but I just would like to make a few comments. This plot of land has been coming back before council for nearly 20 years, most recently in May 2025, to present information back to council for a decision. Its current use is noted as Parks and Recreation and Green Space, and has no real value while it remains classified as contaminated, requiring remediation. While I accept that we have no statutory obligations to undertake remediation at this point in time, I feel that we do have an obligation to the community to not leave it contaminated and locked behind a gate and barbed wire fencing for eternity. While I will at this point support the officer's recommendation, I would hope that at some point in the future, the not too distant future, remediation will occur, being mindful that the cost of remediation will continue to increase with time.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Now go to Councillor Hughes to talk to that one.
Thanks. I'm happy to support the officer's recommendation. The question before us is reasonably straightforward. Should we spend approximately $100,000, which could be potentially up to $980,000 given the huge variance in the quotes that we've received, when there's no immediate opportunity to recoup the investment and no pressing community need for that land to be developed or unsold at this time. Meanwhile, the site possesses no immediate public risk, it's fenced, signed and secured, and DEWA has confirmed we have no obligation to remediate it unless we intend to develop or change its use. So with that not being imminently on the cards, I see no reason why we need to do anything about the remediation at this time. So happy to support the officer recommendation.
Thanks, Councillor Hughes. Is there anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? No. Councillor Angus, you got a right to reply?
Only to reiterate that it would be really sad to find that in another 20 years it's still behind a barbed wire fence and a locked up gate. Yeah, that would be sad. Thank you.
Okay, so if no one speaks against the officer recommendation, I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? Sorry. I declare it carried 6-0. This is DSO2-03/26, amendment and advertising of local planning policy number 1, sea containers. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to approve the draft amended local planning policy number 1, sea containers. We request the Chief Executive Officer to advertise it, and note that a report will be presented to Council at the conclusion of the advertising period. Can I have a mover for this officer recommendation? Councillor Foakes-Taylor. Can I have a second for that one, please? Councillor Hughes. Councillor Foakes-Taylor, would you like to speak to this officer recommendation?
Yes, I'd just like to say that I support the officer recommendation, as these amendments bring our sea containers policy up to date so it can properly deal with modern container-based dome and composite structures. The amendments clarify how these structures are assessed so we can make consistent decisions.
Thank you, Councillor Foakes-Taylor. Would Councillor Hughes like to talk to this officer recommendation?
The only thing I'd like to add is that we have workshopped this policy a number of times. Certainly on my time in council, and I understand it can be a bit of a contentious issue in the community with sea containers, but we do need to address the changing needs of the community and the way that people are having to adapt to the cost of living and longer build times and such things. And also now these dome structures are something new that people are doing, so we need to address those properly. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Councillor Hughes. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? Probably not. Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? Councillor Curtis.
Mr. President, yes, I think these dome structures have got no place for a town site, so I'm happy to support the officer's recommendation.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Curtis. Councillor Foakes-Taylor, you have a right of reply.
I have nothing further to add, thank you.
Okay, so if no one's speaking against the officer recommendation, I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? All against? No one, so I declare it carried 6-0. Okay, moving on to DSO3-03/26. Public notice of dog exercise area, Wildflower Ridge, public open space. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to give public notice to specify the area in Wildflower Ridge, public open space as a dog exercise area, and instruct the CEO to provide a report back to Council following the notice period. Can I have a mover for this one, please? Councillor Angus, thank you. Can I have a second on this one, please?
No.
Councillor Curtis, thank you. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to the officer recommendation?
Yes, thank you. While I accept that some people have concerns about both animal and human safety in this area, I'm mindful that anyone who takes their dogs to a park like this must control their dog and must accept the risk that dogs off lead can be unpredictable. Personally, I would never take my dog somewhere like this, but there are those who do and who have requested that this be provided in our shire. The benefit of this proposal is that it comes at no cost to the ratepayers, as it's part of the developer's commitment to the public open space. So I'm happy to support the officer recommendation.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Councillor Curtis, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Yes, Mr. President, I support the officer's recommendation. It'd be good for these poodles to have somewhere to run around.
Thanks, Councillor Curtis, for that input. Okay, is there anyone speaking against the recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the recommendation?
I will just add, thank you, Mr. President, that the fenced purpose-built area now provides a safe and secure place for dogs to be off-lead, which I think is a benefit to the community.
Yep. Councillor Angus, do you want to have a right reply?
Nothing further to add, thank you.
Thank you. I'll put this to the vote then. All in favour? All against? No, so that's 6-0 carried. Okay, we move on to technical services. There are nil. Then we skip on to corporate services. CSO 1-03/26. List of accounts paid for the period ending 28 Feb 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the list of accounts. Can I have a mover?
I'll move it.
Councillor Foulkes-Taylor, thank you. Can I have a second for that one, please? Councillor Greyer. Councillor Foulkes-Taylor would like to speak to this one.
I support the officer recommendation to receive the list of accounts for the period ending the 28th of February 2026, whilst also congratulating administration on presenting such a detailed report once again.
Thanks, Councillor Foulkes-Taylor. Councillor Greyer, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Nothing further to add.
Okay. Thank you. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? No. Councillor Foulkes-Taylor, you have a right reply?
Nothing further to add, thank you.
Good. So I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? Against? No. Carried 6-0. Oh, okay. Just thanks to Shane and Brom for calling in and keeping us all honest up here and accountable. Appreciate your work. It was a bit of a battle with probably one hand, I expect. But thanks for coming out and appreciate that very much from the Chittering Shire.
Congratulations to everybody.
Okay.
And, congratulations, Mr. President,
Thanks.
Deputy President, and wish you all the very best in your coming tenure. And I'm glad that the dogs are free and well
So they're not
No, not yet.
retained.
well, not
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Shane. Yep. Okay, moving right along. It's a packed affair tonight. CSO 2-03/26 monthly financial report for the period ending 28 February 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the monthly financial report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus, thanks. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Hughes, thank you. Okay. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to this one, please?
Yeah, just to say thank you again for a detailed financial report. I'm happy to see how things are tracking at this point in time. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to this one?
Nothing more to add other than we seem to be operating within our parameters, and that's pleasing to see as we approach the end of the financial year.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? No. Councillor Angus, you have a right reply.
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add. Okay. Yeah, I'll put this to the vote then. All in favour? Okay, so yeah, I declare it 6-0 on that one. Carried, yeah. Yep. Chief Executive Officer, CEO 01-03/26, Work Health and Safety Statistics Report, February 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the Work Health and Safety Report. Can I have a mover? Councillor Foulkes-Taylor, thank you. Can I have a second, please? Councillor Angus, thank you. Councillor Foulkes-Taylor, would you like to speak to this one?
Yes, I'd just like to thank administration for the Work Health and Safety Statistics Report for February 2026 and note the incidences recorded as mostly minor, which is a good outcome for the Shire.
Thanks, Councillor Foulkes-Taylor. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this too at all?
Only to add that once again it's pleasing to see that near misses and incidents are being reported, so it gives us something to work towards avoiding worse in the future.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? Councillor Curtis down the end there.
Mr. President, I've noticed in the statistics there that been a couple of fires down at Mushay Tip. I wonder how serious they were. If could ask the CEO if she knows anything about that.
President,
Yeah.
yes, we've had 2 fires and 1 flare up again. They were all in single cells of our tip, so it didn't spread very widely. We suspect that it was due to lithium batteries, small ones that would be in a vape or something. And because they don't stop burning at all until they burnt out, it then sets the rubble in the area to light. Some of them were what do you call them? Put out quite easily by having the compactor run over them, but some of them had then reignited later. So it wasn't a widespread thing, and where the fire was a little bit bigger, we had the air tested and everything and monitored to see that the nearby residents weren't at risk at all through air pollution. So not big fires and well contained and not a big issue for us.
Would they come in via Avon waste trucks, dropping off their load? Would they do it on a separate location until, I don't know, it seems a lot of fires down there from these batteries. I wonder if there's any safety, like anything we can do different to improve because it seems a fire every month. These tips.
Through you, Mr. Chair, it will be an ongoing thing with the batteries for a while. The best thing we can do is education, and we will continue to educate the community through Facebook posts and sharing information as to what these small batteries, even if they're very little, can cause.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Curtis. Councillor Foulkes-Taylor, do you have a right of reply on this one?
Nothing further to add, thank you.
Okay. That's right. Sorry, yeah, I'll put this to the vote then. All in favour? So declared 6-0. Carried 6-0. Okay, moving on to CEO 02-03/26 Annual General Meeting of Electors Minutes 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the minutes of the annual electors meeting. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Foakes-Taylor. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to this one?
Thank you. Happy to receive the minutes of the AGM of electors. Would just like to comment that it's disappointing that there were more staff and council than there were actual electors.
Thank you. Councillor Foakes-Taylor, would you like to speak to this one?
Nothing further to add, thank you.
Okay, anyone speaking against the officer recommendation?
Not speaking against it, just a further comment. Although there weren't very many electors there, I take that as a good sign that we're not doing anything to draw any untoward attention. So I'm taking that as a vote of confidence in us to carry on as we are.
Okay, so I don't think we've had anyone speak against the recommendation. We're speaking. Anyone else want to speak for the recommendation? No, probably not. Councillor Angus, you have a right reply.
Nothing more, thank you.
Okay, so I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? Carried 6-0. Now we go to CEO 03-03/26 Annual Meeting of Electors, Backup Power to Phone Towers. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to note the electors' decision that the Shire requires backup power for phone towers and instruct the CEO to write to the relevant service providers and state and federal representatives to advocate for adequate backup power systems. Can I have a mover, please? Oh, Councillor Curtis, thank you. Can I have a seconder for this one? Councillor Greyer, thank you. Okay, Councillor Curtis, would you like to speak to this officer recommendation?
Yes, Mr. President, I support the officer's recommendation to do what the electors have voted for on this. I don't know about these phone towers. Have we got a question for the CEO or through the chair? Can you explain, or someone explain, how these phone towers have got backup power, or have they, or when they go out, have we got batteries or diesel generators that automatically come on?
Can I respond? Yes, so although it's not our infrastructure, they generally have got backup powers. If my memory serves, it's for 6 hours. And after that, the key infrastructure have got generators allocated to them. So if the power is out for a longer period, for some of the key towers that feed more than one line, they have got generators from the Teleco and NBN infrastructure teams to power up those towers.
So this is it's improved since we had that problem last year about the storm damage and all that took out all the communications.
Can I answer?
Yes.
So it would be difficult to know if it's improved until we test it again. What typically happens in these cases is that it is a storm cell that is always classified as something they could not foresee. So bigger and more unexpected than they could foresee. So if things happen in the normal run of storms, winter or summer storms, they should be able to cope with it. It is whether it is a storm cell that was unexpected or an event that was unexpected that it puts pressure on the systems.
Seems as pretty, I don't know if the community understands all this, do they, or Mr. President? Do you understand all this?
I would say they would. Yeah.
Can I make another?
Go on.
So just from the Shire side, so all of this infrastructure is not our
No, I understand that.
responsibility, but from the Shire side, what we can do and what we do is to invite the community to come into the library where we have got a generator and can have some air conditioner if it's summer and it's hot, and we have got the community Wi-Fi available for people to be in contact with their loved ones. So that we will promote more in cases like that, because that is satellite connection, it is not your normal tower connection. So we will be promoting what we do to our community to assist them, but other than that it would be up to people to remain informed with their own service providers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Curtis. Councillor Greyer, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Yeah, I think it's a very important thing that we have to advocate, especially for these telecoms running around in our area. We're very heavily reliant on technology this day and age, so especially in these emergencies, fires, storms, all that kind of stuff, we need the infrastructure just so we can get those warnings or the early warning systems out. So any kind of advocacy I think the Shire can do, or we can do as a council, we should be doing it.
Thanks, Councillor Greyer. Is there anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? Anyone else speaking for the officer recommendation? Councillor Angus?
I just have a query, if I may, through the chair to the CEO. Will the mover and seconder from the annual general meeting of electors be notified of this outcome? Because one concern is that people say they never hear anything back, so it would be nice if they could be notified of the officer recommendation, please. Thank you.
We will do that then.
So I think, is anyone else speaking for the officer recommendation? Right a reply, Councillor Curtis?
Nothing more to add, Mr. President.
Okay, well, I'll put this one to the vote. All in favour? So 6-0 carried. Right, CEO 04-03/26 annual meeting of electors, Blue Plains Road speed limit. Councillor Greyer has declared a proximity interest in this item and will now have to leave the chambers. The nature of the interest is Councillor Greyer has a property on Blue Plains Road. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to note the elector's decision, acknowledge that speed limits fall under the jurisdiction of Main Roads, note that the Shire has previously requested the same review from Main Roads, and resolve that no further action be taken unless new evidence or materials changes arise. Can I have a mover? Councillor Foakes-Taylor. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Angus. Thank you. Councillor Foakes-Taylor, would you like to speak to this recommendation?
Yes, thanks, Mr. President. I just want to say that I support the officer recommendation, as council has already undertaken all reasonable steps in previous years, requesting a review, commissioning an independent road safety inspection and implementing excuse me, the recommended safety improvements within our control. Given that Main Roads has not supported a change and no new evidence has emerged, it is appropriate to note the elector's decision and confirm that no further action be taken at this time.
Thanks, Councillor Foakes-Taylor. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this one?
Just briefly, thank you. And just to add that, yes, this has been before us numerous times and we've done all we can do in our power at the moment, but perhaps we now need to suggest to the movers of that meeting that they can now take it into their own hands and take it further if they wish, but there is nothing more we can do. Thank you.
Anyone want to speak against the officer recommendation? Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? right of reply, Councillor Fox-Taylor?
I have nothing further to add.
Okay, I'll put this to the vote then. All in favour? So there's no one against, so it's carried 5-0. Can we lasso Councillor Gray and he can come back? Thanks, Councillor Greyer. We move on to CEO 05-03/26, adoption of strategic direction, Council Plan 2026-2036, Part A only. Councillors, you have the office of recommendation to adopt the vision, mission, outcomes, strategic objectives and public branding as per the item. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Fox-Taylor. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Curtis. Okay, Councillor Fox-Taylor, would you like to speak to this one?
Thank you. I'll try and not lose my voice this time. I support the officer recommendation. The vision, mission, outcomes and strategic objectives presented here reflect extensive community engagement and give us a clear shared direction for the next decade. Adopting these elements now allows us to align our corporate business plan and upcoming budget with the community's long-term aspirations. Endorsing the branding Chittering 2036, Our Place, Our Future, also helps present this as a community-owned plan rather than an internal document. This is an important governance step that sets our strategic foundation with the detailed implementation work to follow in June.
Thanks, Councillor Fox-Taylor. Councillor Curtis, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Mr. President, I support the officer's recommendation. Very important that the councillors, when they decide on items that come to council, that they think of what the ratepayers want, not what they want. That's all I've got to say.
Thanks, Councillor Curtis. Anyone speaking against this one? No. Anyone speaking for this officer recommendation? No. Councillor Fox-Taylor, do you have anything to add?
Only to note that a huge amount of work and effort has gone into this by the administration, and I think that needs to be taken into account.
Okay, yeah, so where am I? Yeah, well, we'll put this to the vote. All in favour? So that's carried 6-0. Thank you. All right. CEO 06-03/26, public interest disclosure. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to adopt the public interest disclosure policy and appoint the CEO and Deputy CEO as authorised officers. Can I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Angus. Can I have a seconder for that one, please? Councillor Hughes. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to that one?
Thank you. Just to note that this is a requirement under the Act. It gives the public an outlet to voice their concerns if there's anything they think is not above board, rather than just coming to complain to us. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to this one?
Just the only thing I'd add is this is essentially replacing what others might know as the whistleblowers policies and appointing officers, which wasn't done under the previous policy.
Thank you. Is there anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for? No. Councillor Angus, you've got a right to reply if you like. Nothing there, so I'll put this one to the vote as well. Those in favour? So it's 6-0 carried. Okay, this is CEO 07-03/26. Code of Conduct, council members, committee members and candidates. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to adopt the model code of conduct and to repeal the previous code of conduct. Can I have a mover for this, please? Councillor Folkes-Taylor, thanks. Can I have a seconder for this, please? Councillor Angus. Councillor Folkes-Taylor, do you want to speak to this one?
Thank you, Mr. President. I support the officer recommendation. Updating the Code of Conduct is a straightforward compliance requirement, and adopting a revised version ensures we remain aligned with current legislation, maintain transparency, accountability and good governance for our council, committee members and candidates.
Thank you, Councillor Folkes-Taylor. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this one?
Thank you. Just to add that this is required under the Act, and it's due to the amendments that came into effect on the 1st of January this year. So we're just updating to keep up to date where we need to be.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? No. Right of reply, Councillor Folkes-Taylor?
No, nothing else to add.
No,
Thank you.
okay. We'll put this to the vote then. Those in favour? Carried 6-0. CEO 08-03/26, Behaviour Complaints Committee, appointments and authorisations. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to adopt the behaviour complaint form, appoint the President as presiding member and Deputy President as Deputy Presiding Member, and authorise the CEO, Deputy CEO and Executive Management Development Services as behaviour complaints officers. Can I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Angus. Can I have a seconder for that, please? Councillor Greyer. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to this one?
Thank you. I'm happy to support the officer's recommendation. It's needed due to recent changes in regards to complaints within local government that used to go to the standards panel, which is no longer a thing. Encourages us to try and resolve our issues in-house, and so I'm happy to support this.
Thank you. Councillor Greyer, would you like to talk to the officer recommendation?
Nothing further to add to that.
Thank you. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the officer recommendation? No. Councillor English, will I reply?
Nothing more, thank you.
Thank you. I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? Carried 6-0. Okay, moving on to CEO 09-03/26, Customer Service Charter. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to adopt the Customer Service Charter. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Folkes-Taylor, thank you. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Hughes. Right, Councillor Folkes-Taylor would like to speak to this one.
Thank you. I accept the council recommendation to adopt the Customer Service Charter as it formalises the Shire's customer service commitment to the community and provides a consistent approach in all communications. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Folkes-Taylor. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
The only thing I would have to add for that was that this has been a KPI of our CEO and former CEO, and pleasing to see that it's now been put into policy and will be ready to be used.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Anyone speaking against the opposite recommendation? No. Anyone speaking for the opposite recommendation? No. Okay. Sorry, Councillor Foakes-Taylor, you've got a right to reply if you like.
No, nothing else to add, thank you.
I'll put this to the vote as well then. All in favour? So that's carried 6-0 as well. CEO 10-03/26. Consideration of Reconciliation Action Plan Roadmap Resolution Fulfilment. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to note the actions taken in relation to Resolution 100824. Note that the Shire has entered into a standard agreement with the Ewart Aboriginal Corporation and remains firm in its commitment to sign the Wadjuk Agreement when it is ready, and therefore determine that Council Resolution 100824 has been fulfilled and requires no further action. Can I have a mover for this one, please? Thanks, Councillor Hughes. Can I have a seconder tonight? Thanks, Councillor Angus. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to this one?
Yes, I do know that we have had as a KPI and an action outstanding for a number of years to develop reconciliation action plan that has now changed over time into what has become these standard agreements with the with both the Ewart and the Wadjuk peoples as legislature has changed and acts have been repealed, so too has the landscape. But I do know that the CEO did do a huge amount of work on this, trying to engage with different groups and different people, and it has proven to be quite an arduous process trying to get, we've opened it up for a number of times for people to nominate themselves or others onto advisory groups and such, and we just have sort of run into a bit of a roadblock on that. So it's pleasing to see that we can now replace the reconciliation action plan with these other agreements and move on and still have some guiding documents and standards around making sure that we do value and appreciate those considerations as we go forward.
Thanks, Councillor Hughes. Councillor Angus, would you like to talk to this?
Thank you. I agree with everything that Councillor Hughes has said, and yes, it's pleasing to see after the amount of time and effort that has gone into this over the last few years that we have come to the point where we're in an agreement and we have open communication. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Anyone speaking against this one? Anyone speaking? I've got a right of reply here, I think, to Councillor Hughes.
Oh, no, none required. Thank you.
Okay, so if no one's speaking against it, we'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? Okay, so that's 6-0 carried. All right. Moving on to CEO 11-03/26 policy review. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to review and endorse the list of policies as transitioned to the approved council policy template in accordance with the resolution 130226. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Angus, thank you. Seconder, Councillor Foakes-Taylor, thank you. Councillor Angus, would you like to speak to this one?
Thank you. Just that the reviewing of the policies is a regular and ongoing thing that we need to do, and a lot of these are mainly focused on changing over to the new policy template with very few changes. So I'm happy to accept the officer recommendation.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Councillor Folkes-Taylor, would you like to speak to this one?
I actually have nothing further to add for that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone speaking against? No. Anyone speaking for? No. Councillor Angus, you got a right to reply?
Nothing more, thank you.
Okay, I'll put this to the vote again. All in favour? That's 6-0 carried. CO 12-03/26 extraordinary election, councillor vacancy. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to note the resignation of Councillor Campbell, declare the office of councillor vacant, declare the electoral commissioner to be responsible for the conduct of the extraordinary election, decide that the method will be a posted election, authorise a budget amendment to accommodate the cost of the extraordinary election, and declare the date for the election to be Thursday, 25 June 2026. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Folkes-Taylor. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Angus. Councillor Folkes-Taylor, would you like to speak to the officer recommendation?
Thank you, Mr. President. I support the officer recommendation for the vacancy in initiating the extraordinary election as it's a clear statutory requirement, and this resolution ensures we meet our obligations under the Local Government Act and provides certainty, transparency and good governance for our community. I do also want to note and acknowledge and thank former Councillor Mark Campbell for his service to the Shire. His contribution to Council and to the community during his term is appreciated, and we recognise the time, commitment and effort he had given in representing the district.
Thanks, Councillor Folkes-Taylor. Now it comes to Councillor Angus to talk to this.
Thank you. I agree with what Councillor Folkes-Taylor has said. It's a requirement under the Act that we do this procedure, and thank you to Mark Campbell for his years of service to the community.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? Anyone speaking for? Councillor Folkes-Taylor, you got a right to reply?
No, I've got nothing.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll again put this to the vote. All those in favour? Thanks, carried 6-0. Okay, moving on to CEO 13-03/26, appointment of delegates to external organisations. Okay, councillors, you have an officer recommendation to appoint the President and Deputy President as delegates and proxy respectively to represent Council at Walga Zone, Northern Growth Alliance and Avon Midland Peri-Urban Partnership meetings, and for Councillor Folkes-Taylor, to be an alternative member on the JDAP. Can I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Angus. I need a seconder on that one. Councillor Hughes. Councillor Angus.
Yep, thank you. We need to support this officer recommendation. It's really important that we are involved in these groups, the Walga Avon Midland Country Zone, the Northern Growth Alliance and the Avon Midland Peri-Urban Partnership. There's lots of important information we can share with each other when we deal with different local governments. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Angus. Councillor Hughes.
Nothing further to add.
Thank you. please. COM 01-03/26. Local Emergency Management Committee unconfirmed meeting minutes and the Shire of Chittering Local Emergency Management Arrangements. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the minutes of the Local Emergency Management Committee and to adopt the 3 plans as per the attachments. Can I have a mover for all this, please? Councillor Hughes. And can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Greyer. Thanks. Councillor Hughes, would you like to speak to this one?
Yes, thank you. As the chair of that meeting, I can confirm that those minutes are a true and accurate account of that meeting, and also just to acknowledge the work done by Shelby on developing these plans and the staff involved. They were very thorough, and what is most appreciative about that is it's condensed what was a big binder into 3 very concise, relevant and usable plans, which is what you want to be able to grab and use in an emergency. So thank the staff involved in developing these plans, and just to note that we were the first Lemmick in the wheat belt region to get those squared away. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Councillor Greyer, would you like to talk to this officer recommendation?
Nothing to add to that one.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Greyer. Anyone speaking against? No. Anyone speaking for? No. I'll put this to the vote again. All in favour? Okay, carried 6-0. Item 12, motions of which previous notice has been given. There are nil. Item 13, questions from members without notice.
Yes.
Are there any questions? Yes, Councillor Curtis.
Through the chair, the CEO can tell us if we've received any money from the Homes West for the social housing we had.
Sure.
Not yet. The process is still underway. We're still busy with the subdivision of the block for it to be subdivided off the Shire property, which will then enable the sale of the housing back to Homes West. So we're still in the middle of the process.
Still coming.
Unfortunately, not in the bank yet.
So do you know when it would be receiving any money?
It's very difficult to estimate that because of the toing and froing between us and the department. So it's very difficult for me to estimate that one.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Councillor Curtis. Any other questions from Council tonight? Yeah. Okay, item 14, new business of an urgent nature introduced by decision of the meeting. There is nil. All right. Item 15, meeting closed to the public. Matters of which the meeting may be closed. Councillors, as we are now moving into the confidential part of the agenda, I can ask for someone to move that council moves into a confidential session to discuss the following 2 items. Councillor Angus. I need a second.
That was me.
Councillor, next time. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yep. All those in favour? So that's carried 6-0, I believe.
I will just ensure that Danae stopped the live streaming.
Danae, have you stopped live streaming? So I've got to read this. That's what Scott said. Just the motion. Okay, so there's two of them. Yeah. So I believe I have to read the CO 901-0326 motion that council do not pursue punitive action in relation to the vegetation clearing that occurred at lot 201 99 Polnelly Road, Lower Chittering. Yeah. And also the CO 90203/26 Chief Executive Officer Performance Review complete. Councillor motion that the councillor by absolute majority, number one, endorse the outcome of the review of the Chief Executive Officer's performance for the period of 1 March 2025 to 28 February 2026, which resulted in the Chief Executive Officer's performance being assessed as exceeds expectations as detailed in attachment 1, which was confidential. Point 2, endorse the total reward package remuneration outcome arising from the performance review in accordance with option 8 contained within the confidential attachment. Point 3, endorse the Chief Executive Officer's key performance indicators for 2026-27 as contained in the attached report, and schedule the next review of the Chief Executive Officer's performance and total remuneration package for consideration by Council in February-March 2027. Part 4, determine that the Chief Executive Officer's car allowance be aligned with the Wolga Vehicles Rate 3 unrestricted private usage, in brackets large SUV, noting that this allowance was originally based on that rate at the commencement of the Chief Executive Officer's contract on 15 February 2023, but has not been formally indexed or adjusted since that date. Part 5, determine that the Chief Executive Officer's personal development allowance remain unchanged and be maintained in accordance with the existing terms of the Chief Executive Officer's contract. Part 6, endorse the ability for the Chief Executive Officer to take a provision of a 19-day month, in brackets 1 day rostered off per month. Point 7, appoint Strategic Leadership Consulting, in brackets SLC, to facilitate the Chief Executive Officer's next annual performance review and assist with the development of key performance indicators for the remainder of the Chief Executive Officer's 5-year contract. Okay. Item 16, got there, closure. I declare the meeting closed at 8:39 p.m. Phew.